It is a great honor and a privilege to introduce Arnold
Wolkowicz.
Wolkowicz. We're here in your beautiful home in Jerusalem. And Arnold, you were born in Belgium.
Correct.
In which city?
In which city? Liège.
And what year were you born?
What?
When were you born? In which year?
1929. February 22.
Wow. So if you could tell us a little bit about your family, your roots.
My papa was a small merchant. He goes in the village around Liège and sells begading
clothes.
So I was a little merchant, and I go to the school like everybody.
Was it a Jewish school?
No, in Liège, what is not a very big Jewish community. It was two kinds of Jewish. The rich people in a great synagogue, and the poor people, they come from Poland, like my papa, and we have a shtibel, a room with a Sefer Torah, and we go every Shabbat. We were not rich at all, but okay, we have to eat, it was okay. I never received toes, like it was not used in this time, for 80 years ago, to buy for the children Spielzeuge, toys. So that is not important, but I received from my papa, from my mother, love, support, attention. That is most important. So.
And you have a picture of your grandfather?
That is my grandfather. The papa for my papa, I never knew him because my papa visited him in 1939, 6 months before the invasion from German to Poland. German goes to Poland the 1st September 1939. And my papa visited his father 6 months before.
And where was he living, his father?
He was living, of course.
But where, in which town?
What?
Where did he live?
It was in a little town, Lublin. It's in Poland. A little village near to Kutno. Kutno north, near to Wrocław, is what I know. I visit this place after the war. I just want to see where my papa born and where my grandfather lived. But everything is finished. Not the street, not the home, nothing.
And he didn't survive the war?
Of course. Which Jewish Poland survived? Very small quantity. Maybe
small.
2 per mil or something like that. Yes. And
your family, were they very religious?
I can't see very religious, but kashrut, Shabbat, and we are here. That is a photo. No, I can say with certitude, I'm sure, that this photo when I was 13. Why? 12 and a half, but I need a new photo for my identity card. So you see the cravat?
Uh-huh.
So here I was 13, with false identity. And here is the same, with the same cravat. So that photo took in 1942 or 1941. And the same, that is interesting, voila. This build is in the beginning from the German occupation. You have to understand one thing, when the Germans come in Belgium, the first year they were correctly, more or less, they make new rules for Jews to be at home on the street until 9 or 10 o'clock.
Like a curfew.
Etc. But that was the first years. After 1 year occupation, they changed. And they began to put Jewish on the street. So in this year, 42, I need to put away that for my clothes and go with like that, without the Jewish.
The star.
Yeah. And that photo, it took before the German was very strong. That was in 31, 32.
So Arnold, in that picture you have your mother and your father.
Exactly. You see here my mother, Papa, here my brother, my sister.
And how old was your brother and your sister?
It's 3 years
Younger.
younger. Thank you.
And Arnold, what do you remember of your bar mitzvah?
What I remember?
Your bar mitzvah.
Of course, I will tell you. It was in a little room, stiebel, not very quiet, not to make rage.
A noise?
Not to disperse. I remember the mister, and I remember that my papa invite close family. The sister of my mother, that is. It was the four sister. I say again, it was in 1941. In 1941, they don't touch Jewish people. This first year of occupation. So I go to the Beit Sefer school with that, and nobody said me not. The teacher was very gentleman. He don't say nothing. The Talmidim,
the students,
no problem.
Were there other Jewish students in your class?
One in my class, yeah. And that have to go in very close. It was that.
And Arnold, did you have any anti-Jewish feeling from the other students or from the teachers?
No, from the teachers nothing.
And the students, your friends?
No, I have to explain something what happened to me. That was in year 42. 42, that is finished. I'm going without nothing. So I'm on the street, it was a queue. Suddenly, a child denotes me with that. He say, Arnold, you are going without the, not Jewish, but yellow
star.
What it's happened? You are going without the Jew, not the yellow star. And I'm not lose my blood. I speak to him. I forget to explain you. I was in football club. He want to put me ahead. I refuse. I don't let him to speak one word. And I begin to and say, listen, I need to go. Bye-bye.
Wow.
It happened twice. 3 months after that, the same boy in the autobus. The same story. Arnold, you don't have your yellow star? I not lose my sang-froid.
Composed, you were composed.
Exactly. It's like an actor in a Kolnoa, in a
movie. Wow.
I play. I'm a Christian boy. I've nothing to be afraid. And I explain. No, I explain a story for all story, imaginary story. That is not. It's not finished. Je répète, non, je vous raconte. Merde. In this moment, you hear two stories, the same. After the war, 1 month after the liberation, German out. We are in 1944, September 1944. Not German. I goes to the synagogue and I meet my cousin. His name the same like me, Arnold. And I was on the street and je raconte. And il me s'appelle.
You speaking?
In English?
You were telling or speaking?
I'm telling what I tell you. What I told you in this moment. We are on the street in Liège. We are walking together. We are coming in the corner. In this corner, in this way, the same boy.
Wow.
He said, that is him, my cousin. Who made that?
Wow.
He put him au Hotel Aragoto.
Wow.
And I tell him, Arnold, he's a stupid boy, let him go. I took my cousin, the boy was on the street.
Wow.
Adam, Violet,
Wow. It was
I
really-
saved his life.
Wow.
Exactly so it's happened.
It's amazing.
It's unbelievable.
Wow.
And he me s'appelle. This story to my cousin. We are on the street
and you
in
see
Liège. I'm coming on the corner. In this street.
Unbelievable.
Incroyable. Unbelievable, yes. Incroyable. C'est. Ouf.
And did you ever see him again, this boy?
Never. I remember his name. Georges Lebon. I remember his name.
Wow.
Yes. Yes. That I told you that is a photo, my identity. So this, that is under the war. That is 41. We didn't know. Listen, one moment. We didn't know in this moment that Jewish were killing thousands and thousands in the concentration camp.
You didn't know?
In this time. That was under the occupation, but 41. The same person after the war, the liberation. Panim Atzuvim.
You can see very, wow, that's amazing. What a,
Here with difference. 2 years.
just 2 years difference.
Yes. Here under the occupation, the first year, that after the liberation.
You can see in the faces.
The face. Here we know that 6 million Jews were killed this time. Why I remember that is a photo. I was 13 years. In this time I had the same person with the same aniva, cravat. So I can remember exactly the year.
Wow.
That is after the occupation, the liberation. And that is the most important photo, this. Why? Here, Annie,
That's you.
my papa, my brother, my sister. In this place lived a comer,
A priest.
priest, Catholic. He refused. He gave us to eat. We eat for 4 persons. We receive to eat, but he refused to put in him horse. הוא סירב לתת לנו לישון לשמה.
You couldn't stay in his house.
No, you couldn't stay. So what we met, it was even in a mahsan outside.
Like a storage outside.
It was an auto, מכוסה בקש,
With the hay.
לגמרי מכוסה בקש. That was the cash.
It's like hay
כן, we sleep in the auto.
or straw.
כן, in the auto all night.
And your mother as well?
In this auto, in בחוץ.
Who took the photograph?
I don't know. I
That's
think this priest, it was very dangerous. I cannot understand why my papa let him take a photo. It was very dangerous. I can remember Also, that is a real photo in year 42. I was on my way to go to some place. This is ce gros Kamaru.
You can see, very sad.
Very sad.
And your mother was with you?
My mother was in another place. We have a big problem with my mother. My mother speaks only Yiddish. Not French, nothing, only Yiddish. When she speaks French, in the first words, we know she's a stranger, probably a Jewish person. So my papa worked in the Miche Pecham, 2,000 meters under the earth. So that Pecham.
Like a miner under the ground.
2,000 meters, deep. It was היה אבק שחור. אתה יודע איך אומרים שעושה אש?
He was doing with fire.
No. הוא עבד בקול, בגרמנית.
In coal? With the coals?
No. הוא עבד, he worked 2,000 meters to put all the charbon. Merde, est-ce qu'on dit charbon? I have a dictionary, French, English. Stop. Meter under the...
Your father was working in a coal mine?
Yes. Exactly.
And it's black.
Macaron, it was black. He worked in Balayla.
In the night.
So he come in the morning, he was very... No German can imagine it that a Jewish person work in this place. So it was a big problem because my papa speaks Flemish very fluently. So he received identity card of a Christian name. Baldewens, it's Flemish, Baldewens. But I was in another site from Belgium, in French, in a monastery, Pnimia Christian, and received another identity, Voisin, Arnold Voisin. So I go to the street with two false identities. When I came visit my papa, my name is Baldwin, and I speak to myself, Arnold, don't forget in this moment your name is Baldwin. When I go out to go to the monastery, he said to myself, attention, in this moment your name Arnold is Voisin. And I knew the name from my papa, mother, grandfather, grandmother from Voisin and Baldwin, separate. I have to study that and I know perfectly. I didn't forget.
And Arnold, your brother and your sister?
My sister was in a firm. She was 9 years old, very como Maquel. And she
was very thin.
She survived and come to visit her. I refused to tell my papa where is the address for my sister. I refused to tell him who is my sister Levi. And I refused to give the address from the Christian monastery where I was. Can you understand what I mean?
Why did you refuse?
Because if the German took him,
they will torture him.
You can refuse to speak when somebody hurt you. It was dangerous. And I tell my papa, it's better you don't know, you can't give an answer. I told, don't forget, when I was 13 years, I was not 13, I was 30. 30. And I tell my papa, it's dangerous to give you the address where my sister is living. It's dangerous to give you my address where I am living. So it's better you don't know. Don't ask me. He said, okay, you're right.
And your brother, where was he living?
My brother was little, he was 6 years old, and he still stay with Papa and Mama. The whole 3 years.
So where was your sister staying? Where was she?
My sister was in a farm 3 years, and I came to visit her a month. She forgot she's a Jewish girl, almost. she forgot to speak French. She just speak the slang from the place, Wallon. And I take her so she can remember who she is. And I took her bring to home to my papa. And my papa request from me to take my sister Kol Shana Pesach, Kol Shana Rosh Hashanah. So twice a year we were together in a little apartment, very little apartment. We make Pesach very quietly. And my papa take a big risk. He goes to Brussels, 100 kilometers from Liège, to buy kosher matzot. Matzot, kashrot, it's a Yehudi. I don't know who make that. And that's very dangerous, very dangerous. If the police
catch him,
he never will come back.
Wow.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
And you remember eating the matzah?
Okay, we make it seder, כמו seder, אלא, very quietly. I take the manishtana.
And how old were you?
I was 13, 14, 15.
And it was you and your sister?
Together with my sister, my brother and my mama.
Wow.
But it was another problem with my mother. What is the problem? She speaks only Yiddish. So the neighbor asked my papa, what happened with your wife? We don't see her. As my papa says, she's sick. As how long can be? He said, 1 month, 2 months. After 3 months, he must go to look another residence. So they change residence every 4 months. And the same happened after 4 months. What is the matter with your wife? What happened with your wife? She's sick. So you have to change the address, you see.
And Arnold, how did you get into the monastery?
No. That I received. That it happened in 1941 and 41. It was מול הבית שלנו, מול across our residence was a Belgian policeman, not in מדים אלא באזרחים. And he speak to my papa. I remember he said, Monsieur Wolkowicz, you have to be very careful. In 2 days, German came in your home to put all you to the transport. We don't know to where. So you can stay in your residence, in your dira, in your apartment. You have to go out. So he gave me an address from a commer. I have this photo here, a commer. And I go to him. I sleep in his house.
A commer is a priest?
A priest. I slept in her home 3 weeks. And he gave me a false identity with this photo.
The priest gave you?
The priest, yes. We take a photo. That is my photo when I was 13 years old. 13. And he put me in a monastery. No. So my sister goes to the farm. Yeah. Ah oui, ça fait du bruit, c'est rage. My sister was in the same farm 3 years.
And who owned the farm of your sister?
Yes.
It was
a very nice person. He was a rabbak, a man, 30 years old, 30, 35, with his mother and his papa. Old person.
And he wasn't married?
No, not married, alone.
And he was prepared to take in your sister. It was very dangerous.
Yes.
Wow. Do you know the name? Do you remember the name?
Of course, I'm in very good relation with the Nechet.
With the nephew?
Yes.
What was the name of the family?
Marcel Borlée is a Chassidei Olam,
He's a righteous Gentile.
of course. And his mother and papa also. And the Comer also.
The priest also became
priest.
righteous Gentile.
Now, with the Comer, I have to explain you something very interesting.
Should we see the picture?
Yes.
This is the priest that he saved your life. He actually saved your life.
Exactly. Yeah?
Because it was so dangerous. If they would have been caught, they...
I'm looking for a galerie, regarde. Galerie, merde. איפה יש גלרי? בוא, יש לי. בוא, עכשיו נצטרך לבוא.
It's unbelievable. Incredible.
Yes.
It's absolutely incredible.
כל ניצול שואה זה incredible.
In the meantime, I'm just going to show, this is a picture.
When I was 6-7 years old.
And this is in your hometown.
No, that is before the war.
Before the war, but it's in your hometown.
In the town, yes, in Liège.
In Liège. And I think you hurt your foot. You have a bandage on your foot at the time.
Oui.
You have a bandage on your foot?
Yes, because I fall from the civil service. It's not important.
And Arnold, with this picture, this is also a very...
When I was 6 years. That's the original photo. You see? The same.
Oh, that's the original photo. Wow, it's amazing.
Okay? No. And that is before, 13 years.
Wow.
And now you will see the same person. Merde. No.
I'll just check here in the meantime. It's just incredible to see the difference.
Oui.
Yeah.
That is the priest. Yes, please.
Okay. This is the priest. Wow.
Emil Boufflet.
I'm just going to go in. And he's a righteous Chasidei Motalam, righteous amongst the nations. And Arnold, you remember him? You remember him well?
Very. Exactly. Every day, every minute. No, I can tell you a story without him. Listen carefully. We are in 42. And okay? 1942, I have 3 weeks in his home. 3 weeks. Sleep and eat. And he said to me, Arnold, you know you can be a Christian boy because Yeshua is a Jewish, his mother Miriam is Jewish, his father Yosef Jewish, every apostles are Jewish. We take the Aseret Adibrot.
The Ten Commandments.
We just change the Shabbat the Sunday. It's not a big difference. And I remember I told him, okay, Monsieur l'Abbé, I will speak with my papa and I will ask him how to manage. Okay? And in this, it was 3 weeks, I said, you know, Monsieur l'Abbé, I told him, I'm intended after the war to go to Palestine because I'm sure that Germany will lose the war. That was in 1942. I was 30 years old. I make a proposition, we should meet us in under 5 years, in 1947, in Jerusalem. I propose the 1st August to the 15th August, August 15. The Sha'ah, the hour, 12 o'clock until 14 o'clock. Where? In the center of the town, Jerusalem. We make the shake hand. In 5 years, we should rencontrer les pagages.
We'll meet again.
Yes, in 5 years. Okay, we make. Well, it's not written, but we decide to speak to say Echat et Hasheni b'Yerushalayim. Now listen. I after the war, I tell my papa, I will not stay. We are free. German finish. The German lose the war. We are free. And I tell my papa, I'm not intend to stay in Belgium. I will go to Palestine. My papa said, my son, you are too young. You are staying here. And I say, my papa, I'm going. He didn't believe me. And I left and I went to Palestine, Levat, alone.
Alone?
Yeah. Together with a group of Jewish children in my age, survivors from the Holocaust. And here I'm here. That was after the war, כמובן.
And are all these children from Belgium?
Yeah, no, they are from Poland, from Romania, from Hungary, not from Belgium. The Jewish children from all Europe that survived from the concentration, I don't know. And I was here. Yeah.
This is amazing. And how old were you now when you went?
I don't understand.
How old?
I was in 45, I was 16.
And you went in 45?
Yes, for 46. And here I have the photo when I was in 46, when I came to Israel. That is my identity card that I received in 46.
That is amazing. This is the original
Identity card in 1946. It's written
in Haifa.
Because the English people put in the sea.
And how did you come? Because there was the white paper It was
The Jewish brigade was in Belgium. Jewish brigade, Israeli soldiers, they work for England with English uniform. And they took us from Belgium to Antwerp with a ship, Chayal Ivry, correct, and I came to Haifa, and the English soldiers put us 3 miles from the Miachov.
From the sea.
They came on the Onya, and they put in Atlit, in a concert.
Because they had the white paper, they wouldn't allow you to come in, and you were taken to Atlit.
Yes, 2.5 months.
In Atlit.
In Atlit.
And then they allowed you to come in?
After 2.5 months, I received a certificate from the Jewish agency.
Wow.
Wolkowicz Arnold, my Papa Menashe. That is 46.
And it's got your date of birth, 22nd of the 2nd, 29. Wolkowicz, wow. From the Jewish agency. This is incredible.
Yeah. And now,
and this is the other side.
זה באנגלית ועברית. וזה identity card from year 46. הנה. הנה בבקשה.
This is amazing.
Yes. Correct. This bill was taken.
That picture.
Yeah. Did I make a mistake? I say 41, that was 43. I can imagine it how the whole family is photographed.
Wow, this is...
That is my mother, Rita, Liège. I cannot understand, I'm not able to understand, oh, we take
wow,
the...
This is in 1943?
Yes, 43, yes. And that...
And this is the original picture?
Of course.
So you think during the war that they took an original picture?
Yes, I can understand that.
It's amazing and that you kept it.
It's the same person after the war.
So this was before, this is 43?
Yeah, voilà, that is written here.
And this is just a little, yeah, this is
the same.
Enlarged, the same picture.
Liège. And that is the same person after the war.
And you can see how your faces are depressed, and it's amazing to see the difference. Wow.
I have something to explain you what's happened with the Comer. Listen carefully. So I came to Israel, to Palestine, and my papa didn't know exactly where I am. He knew that I was in Palestine, but he didn't know where I'm living. I am in the street in Jerusalem. Listen, this is an unbelievable story. Pithom, suddenly, somebody come, Arnold, what are you doing here? In French. I look, this gentleman knows my papa, my mama, he knows my family. He's from Liège. What he was doing, why he's in Jerusalem, I have no idea. It was in year 47 under the English mandate, before Israeli independence war. And I say, I'm looking for work. I was hungry. And so I need money. I say, je cherche du travail. I'm looking to work. Then he asked me, you are hungry? I say, yes. In French. I say, yes. It was a Misada Tnuva.
A restaurant?
He come in, he invite me to eat, I eat. That is German, I'm here, eat. Silent, total, I eat. I didn't eat 2 years, something like that. At Odraev, in French, he said yes. Another, Monsieur, I did twice. Then he said, you know what, Arnold? I have a good idea for you. I will put him in a yeshiva. Are you ready? Okay. I was religious. I'm Kippa Sruga. Okay. Yeshiva. He put him, I go to the Rosh Yeshiva, Yerushalayim. And the Rosh Yeshiva told me, listen, here, the Talmidim, there are four boys in one room. You will receive one room for you alone. Yes, unbelievable. You can go, you can eat, you can, if you want to study, okay, we refuse to study, okay, also. No, I say, I wish to study. Don't give me two yeshiva bucher, two studenten. אחד, teach me Torah, בעברית, ברוך אתה, and the second teach me how we built a sukkah in Yiddish. So I didn't forget my Yiddish and I learned Hebrew. And okay, and this yeshiva is the most famous yeshiva in Israel, like Harvard in Boston, Yeshivat Hebron. But I'm not in the level from the people, of course, I was zero. So the two yeshiva bucher teach me. And this, I didn't see this gentleman again. He returned to Belgium and he told my papa, Monsieur Wolkowicz, I saw your son. Where is my son? Yeshivat Hebron, Yerushalayim. Give me the address. Give him the address. And il écrit, schreibt.
He wrote?
He writes a letter to Rosh Yeshiva and he told him, my son is here. Took him back at once. And one day, Rosh Yeshiva called me in his office and said, Aaron Mortre, because I refused the same Arnold, that was a Goyish Name, I will, from this time, only Aaron Mordechai. He said, you are going back to Belgium, here is the letter from your papa, you have to go back. I say, Rosh, כבוד הרב, אני לא חוזר לבלגיה.
You're not returning to Belgium?
No. He said, you must go. Kavod Av, you must go. When you will be 80, my door will always be open for you.
Who was the Rosh Yeshiva?
Say what the Rosh Yeshiva tell me.
Do you remember his name, the Rosh Yeshiva?
I don't remember his name, but I can remember the year and the name of the yeshiva. So you can take the name, you can make a research. I don't remember his name. I remember his face, but I don't remember the name. So I have to go back with the two Bar Yeshiva, the Echad Po, until the Namal Haifa, and they wait until the ship go away. And they come back to Belgium. But I forget to tell you, in 1947, August, I have a rendezvous with my newcomer. Oh. I go to the rendezvous. Where is the central point in Yerushalayim? Kikar Zion.
Yeah.
I wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks, not until 2 o'clock, until 3 o'clock. He didn't come. He doesn't come. He didn't come. We make an appointment. Uh-huh. I was in the appointment. 1947, you remember I told you? 5 years, August, I wait from the 1st until the 15th August, from 12 o'clock until 3 o'clock, not 2 o'clock. The first step that I made when I came to Belgium, I go to the home of my comer. I said, the parents, Abba, Ima, where's the l'Abbé Boufflet? Ifa comer. They told me the Gestapo putsching הם הרגו אותו שבועיים לפני השחרור באמריקאים. יש לי גם את זה.
They killed him 2 weeks before.
They are survivors from this camp, come to her parents, told him. Therefore he didn't come to Israel. He was made in 45.
He died.
Yeah.
They killed him.
They killed him. Mit dem Schild, ich bin ein Judenfreund, אני יהודי של יהודים.
I'm a friend of the Jews. And they killed him.
Yes. And I have the photo from the memory stele. So Arnold, somebody informed on him. Somebody must have told the Germans. The Germans.
Ay, ay, ay. You must have been very upset when you heard.
כן. מerde. גלרי, זהו. זהו, יופי.
What a righteous person. What an amazing...
נו. איפה אתה? זהו. איך עושים?
אוקיי,
זהו, אוקיי, יש לי. עכשיו אני אראה לך, הנה פה. פה זה במאי 14, for 6-7 years ago. Dat is de kommer. אני פה, וזה הנכד של הפארם.
Wow, and it's... Wow, and...
Dat is de home, de בית, איפה נכנסתי. It's not the same doors, it's another door.
But that's the same building.
That's the same building, כן. עכשיו, אני אראה לך... הנה. אמיל בופלט. He died 14 March 45, and the American coming in the 1st April, 15 days after.
Wow, just 2 weeks. Literally 2 weeks.
Yes.
Wow, that's... If I could just... What a righteous person. What an amazing... Arnold, if you could hold that next to you. Sure. That is absolutely unbelievable.
Ken.
You can cry. It's so sad.
Yes.
It's so...
I'm crying.
And they put a sign that somebody who loves Jews.
Yes.
That's why he was
It
killed.
was like that. Ich bin ein Judenfreund.
I'm a Jewish...
I'm a friend of Jewish people.
And for that he was killed.
And he was killed. They
hanged him. Wow.
Yes. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Arnold, can I ask you, how was it like when you were in the monastery?
What?
What do you remember from the monastery?
Everything, every year. When I came on 6 o'clock, we go to the Knesset.
To the
I
church?
remember I have to make, and I pray to the ריבונו של עולם, סליחה שאני עושה ככה כל יום, ואני זוכר.
So you prayed to God and you said, I'm sorry that I'm making the cross?
Quiet 12 by night in my bed, and I pray to the prayer that I remember in Hebrew. Modéani, Shema Yisrael. Yeah.
Wow.
Every night. And I ask pardon that I make like that. I want to save my life.
Sure.
Yeah.
And Arnold, can I ask you, it's very, the priests in the monastery, were they good to you?
Yes. Yes.
And they knew you were Jewish?
What?
Did they know that you were Jewish?
Who?
The priests in
Of
the
course.
monastery?
Of course he was Jewish. I told you. He asked me, you can be a Christian. You know now.
No, but the other priests, the other
The
priests...
school,
They didn't.
I hope they don't know. I don't think so. They know.
Okay.
Because they prepare a false identity.
Oh, I see.
So I came like and that when I was 1 year.
Wow, let's have a look.
The original.
The original when you 1 year. And Arnold, you have the picture here.
No, that is not for me. That is from Ken, and it's not mine. That is the pictures after the liberation. I have this side. My cousin.
Was that your cousin also?
Sauvevive, yes.
Was his name also?
No, it was Fuchs. His mother and my mother were sister. And that is interesting build, photo. That is September 1944. 1 month after the Shihur from the Germany.
After the Germans left.
Okay. 44. And that is the big synagogue, the nice synagogue. I'm here. That is Jewish, that is my family, Jewish children. That is a Russian soldier, a Jewish. I don't know what he was here.
Wow, and this is outside the synagogue?
The big synagogue, not the Stiebel.
And where are you in the picture?
I don't remember.
But where are you? Do you know?
Here, with the casket.
Oh, you're wearing the...
And this boy is Arnold, my cousin.
Oh, yeah, Arnold. That's the one
one year elder.
That's the one you were telling the story about.
Exactly.
And this is outside the great synagogue, the synagogue.
The nice synagogue from Liège.
So Arnold, I have to ask you, what made you want to go to Eretz Israel? You were very young, and it was unusual that...
No. You are wrong. I'm not very young. I was very old. That you could not understand. I was young in my identity card.
Yeah.
But I was old in my head. I was not young. I tell my papa that will be recommencer. זה יתחיל עוד פעם בעוד 20 שנה.
It's going to happen again.
Exactly what I told my father. And I said, I refuse to stay in Belgium, to make my future in Belgium.
You saw no future in Belgium?
No, I refuse. I have nothing against the Belgian people. They saved my life. But I understood that Jewish have to be in his land.
His own land.
Is a land Palestine. That in this time we talk about Palestine. And I said, my papa, I refuse to stay in Belgium. It will happen another 30 years.
Wow.
It's what I took in this time, in 1946, 47. Therefore, I refuse to stay in Belgium. I wish to go to... I forget. So I come back, listen, you remember I come back in 47?
Yeah.
No, I was in a kibbutz Kfar Etzion, kibbutz Dati, near to Jerusalem. But kibbutz for me, I was not able to be in a kibbutz because I refused. I was a revolutionary. I can support order, tassé, takum, tar.
Yeah, the regimented.
As I say, I refuse to be in the kibbutz, but I still remember in my group, we are 15 from Belgium, like me, called Shabbat, and you learn the kibbutz. It's fantastic. And my papa put me out, you remember? No, in 48, began la milchama in my ravim. They surrendered.
Yeah.
And they put out the children and the women, and they stay alone. And after they have no munition, they have no...
This was in Kfar Etzion.
In Kfar Etzion,
they surrendered.
With the permission from Yigal Allon, but I was in Belgium at this time, 1 year. Wow. The Arab killed everybody. Listen, they took this, put in their mouth, and they pick the fractures. I saw the picture from Mar Chaverim, les Beramim Bapel. I was 1 year I was angry against my papa that they put me out from Israel, and that when I saw that photo, I understood that he saved my life.
Because you would have been there. You would have been in Kfar Etzion. Wow.
So my papa saved my life.
Oh no, that's unbelievable.
Oui, c'est incroyable.
It's unbelievable.
Et comment j'anime sa père, exactly. And that, in this moment, I understand he saved my life. Because I'm very close to they was in my age, 17.
So from Croatia, there were many survivors, Holocaust survivors.
No survive.
I know, but the people that
they survive like
they were like
I
you,
was.
they were
Exactly. They are from Polen, hij gaat van Roemenië, hij gaat van כל מיני ארצות. Voilà.
Sure, this is just unbelievable.
Oui, c'est vrai. C'est vrai. C'est émet, נכון.
Wow. Well, I mean, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah,
Because there's a very good chance you'd have stayed and you would have been.
And I'm here. 93, on s'est ski. A young woman, ma troisième femme.
And Arnold, you have a picture of your mother as well.
That is my mother, yes.
So can I just ask? I mean, this is amazing. When you came back to
Yes.
Belgium, how was the reunion with your parents and with your brother and sister? You didn't want to come back.
I come back, I was very angry against my papa, very angry. Because, and the Rosh Yeshiva, Amar, you have to come back.
Because you have to honor your parents.
So I was 17 years old, and I begin to work to make money, like my papa. I go to the Kfarim Misaviv.
To the villages.
What I make. Don't forget, I was 17, but not 17, I was 30. I get my papa, I have an ID. I will go to the Kfarim with garbe nylon.
With nylon.
For women.
Nylon stockings.
Sakini Giular.
Oh, and a shape for shaving.
For the women. It's not a big wake. I take the autobus, I go outside of Liège, and I try, the first day was very difficult. I tried to the door from the home, and it takes 2 hours the first time. It was very difficult for me to make it. I do it. I did it with her. I did money. And the first mishpat,
the first sentence
that I say, I refuse to go to a French Kfarim, I go to the Flemish, because I was afraid maybe I will say somebody they know me. So I was ashamed. I prefer go to the Flemish side of Belgium, and I say it in Flemish. She opened the door, I say hello, I'm the son of my father. C'est ma trick. Also we come in, you have something to say, I say for you, woman, garbaye, for you, husband.
A shaver and stocking?
She buy, and then I ask him, maybe you can recommend me to go to use something, when you know it is I say, of course, go to this door, say that I sent you. And I go to the whole village, I sell my whole package. I make more money in one day what my papa make in 2 days.
Wow.
In 1 month. And that was my first tip to be businessman. I was 70 years old. The whole money I gave to my papa, כמובן. And I was so קמצן, שאני חוזר, לא רציתי לקחת אוטובוס, חבל על הכסף.
Wow, you didn't want to take the bus because you didn't want to spend the money.
כן.
Wow.
2 hours, 10 kilometers, no, it's not a big deal, 3 hours. And I come home 12 o'clock. And I say, Papa, clack. Okay?
Wow. And how long did you stay in Belgium?
עכשיו הלכתי לצבא.
Then you went to the army?
To the army, 1 year.
Where? In Belgium?
In Belgium, of course. It was 20 years. Then I married a Jewish girl, Shidur. In this time we were not going with girls. Shidur, התחתנתי, אישה טובה מאוד, 3 ילדים, והתגרשתי. אני אשם. It's my fault. Really my fault. I was really, זה לא בסדר. until I knew, I understood that something wrong is with me, and I tell my wife, listen, I'm לא בסדר, I'm going to the psychiatric. Okay, give me a chance, but I fall. So he say, I want divorce. And I make the divorce, I refuse, but ומה שאני הרווחתי, נתתי לה הכל, קניתי דירה, it's my fault. ועכשיו, her father teach me how to make a business with her clothes. So, בגלל שהכרתי את אבא שלו, אני עשיתי הרבה כסף. כשהתגרשתי, נתתי 80% ממה שהיה לי, נתתי לה.
You gave a lot of the money. Wow.
כן. ואחרי שעשיתי פסיכאנליסט, 3 years, you know what, 180 מעלות?
You did a total 180 degree, yeah.
180 degree opposite. I am a woman,
Wow.
I don't see other women.
Wow.
Finish, totally. That was I was 53, 54. So, when I was a woman, I know אני עיוור וחירש. That after 3 years psychoanalyst.
Wow.
I got 1 a week. Because I know that I was ashamed, אני לא בסדר, yet where I am with my first wife in very, very good relation, more relation. I represent, אני מייצג אותה לעשות חוזה עם בתים, קניתי לה דירה, הוא לא מאמין שזה עבור תחושתי, הוא לא מבין, אתה משוגע, כן, זו האמא של הילדים שלי, אני נותן, אני דואג לאינטרס שלה. זהו.
And your children, where are your children?
מה?
Where do your children live?
לא הבנתי.
Where do your children live? Where are your children living? Where do the children live?
תשומת לב.
Your children, where are they living?
ילדים, very good. Because they appreciate that I help her mother.
And איפה הם גרים? Where do they live?
אחד גר בנתניה, אחד גר ברמת השרון, ואחד ברמת אביב. My big daughter is psychologist.
And they all live in Israel, they all live here.
כולם.
So when did you come to Israel? When did you
The
return?
real time it was in 67, 1967.
Arnold, that's amazing. And Arnold, what happened with your brother and your sister?
My sister came for later, not in 60. My brother came in 2010, 12. He was old, 6 years younger than he, but he died from Parkinson. And my sister, sartan, cancer.
Did they both get married?
Of course, my sister married with a Chassid Vishnitz.
Really? Wow.
And she has a shaitel, וסעיף על השייטל, ככה, ככה. 5 daughters, listen, 5 daughters. Her husband, גם survivor from Romania, from the concentration camp. They married, she has 5 daughters. 1 daughter, guess how many children she has?
10?
יותר. More.
12?
More.
15?
More.
באמת?
16.
16, wow.
And the other woman, one 14, another 12, another 9 because she died. You know.
And where do they live, her children?
What?
איפה הם גרים? Where do they live?
כולם גרים בארצות הברית, אחד בבלגיה, ואחד גר פה, אלא היא נפטרה בסרטן.
Wow, so one, wow.
Ouais.
And your brother's family, where did...
They have 2 sons. They were living אחד in Jerusalem and another in Netanya.
Wonderful.
We have a very good relation together.
And Arnold...
They know my story because אני מספר. כמו שאני מספר לך, הם יודעים. אני דובר אמת. I am like an open book. So I'm quiet. I have nothing to
hide or...
Exactly. Therefore I'm in a good shape. Because if you have to make a simulation,
Wow. And Arnold, can I ask, your parents, did they stay in Belgium?
no. I put my papa and my mama in. I bought for him a dira apartment. In the end, my mother made from Sartan, and my papa made by age 96
And where did they die?
in Tel Aviv.
So they made Aliyah as well?
Yes, I put my parents from Belgium. My mother נפטרה בבלגיה, לקחתי את הגוף גם בישראל. אני קניתי דירה לאבא שלי, ואחר כך הוא נתן לבת שלי. הוא בסדר.
Wow, so you bought an apartment for your father?
Yes, זה טבעי. small דירה בנתניה.
Arnold, it is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
But you have to understand, every ניצול שואה, survivor, is a roman. The fiction is, you will not believe if you read it in a book. How can you understand? I told the story, we are coming in this corner,
Wow.
how can you understand? After 1 year, I say my friend killed with the Everman in the moon. Tzilum. 12.
Arnold, if I can ask you, what message do you give? What advice or what message do you give to the future generations? What answer, what advice do you give?
To the young generation,
Yeah.
don't forget that you are Jewish. Jewish people is not superior than other people. No, it's not true. It's not true. They have more chovot. How is chovot in English?
More obligations.
Obligation than other people. That is the difference. We are not superior. They're non-achon.
It's not true.
Because they are Goyish people. They are very intelligent and they are professors also. But we Jew, we have more obligation about the world. We have to be clean. We have to be honest and to be an example. It's not the verity. It's not, what can I do? I don't say that Jewish people are malachim min hashamayim.
Yeah, they're not
I don't
angels.
say that. But you have to try.
Wow. And Israel, the country, the state of Israel, it's...
The Israel, you have to understand, we have Jewish from the whole party of the world. A Jewish American is very similar to a Goyish American. There's the same attitude, the same ochel, the same way of life, more or less. French Jewish is very close to Goyish French, but they are not the same. In France, they more think they are French and then Jewish.
Yeah.
In Belgium, it's the opposite. First, we are Jewish and then Belgium. I like the Belgian people, really. I know that they help us, but really, they were Belgian people, they collaborate with the Nazis, that is correct. But okay, nobody is perfect.
And Arnold, that the priest and the family that took you in, and they got Chasidei Umot Olam, were you involved in organizing that they would become Chasidei Umot Olam?
Le famille. It's my fault, I have to go. But yet, no, I will be in every organization.
But did you help that they would be recognized as Chasidei Umot Olam?
If I'm helped?
Did you help Yad Vashem to organize?
I was for 3 days now by Yad Vashem.
And you organized that they became Chasidei Umot Olam?
No, I received, give it look here, תעודת הערכה from the army, צה"ל. That.
It's wonderful.
זה לא רואים טוב, תתקרב.
Wow. It's from the army.
From the army, yes.
But Arnold, that the priest became Chasidei Omot Halam. Were you involved in organizing it?
I think I give the address, I think so.
You gave the address.
אם נכד שאתה ראית את התמונה, הוא גם בפנים. לא, האבא שלו והסבא שלו.
Wow. So Arnold, I want to thank you. I'm just going to come in just to thank you, because this has been something extraordinary. Arnold, I am very, very grateful. Ein milim, there are no words. Your story and the miracles, it's unbelievable. Arnold, it is something, it's lo yuman, it's hard to imagine what you went through.
No, I'm not crying, but for 5 years ago I was crying in every moment. So I go once a week to a psychotherapist. He helped me to stop the crying. That's what I did know.
Well, I'm so grateful to you, Arnold. Okay. There are no words to thank you, and you should just have Mazel Bracha.
Amen.
And Admei Stream in good health, and you are an example we can all emulate. You are somebody extraordinary. It's just unbelievable that you...
Every survivor has an unbelievable story.
But you are so positive. You know,
yes.
Arnold,
is very important.
You have such a wonderful view, and you are so... You know, it's been such an honor and a privilege to be here today with you. And I'm extremely grateful to you, Arnold. Be'emet im kol halev. Thank you so much.
Allez.
Wow.
Yeah!